News, your ultimate source for everything about the game that packs a punch. Undisputed. In this action-packed podcast, we'll dive into the electrifying world of the Undisputed Boxing League, bringing you the latest updates, thrilling highlights, and exclusive live interviews with the champions themselves. Get ready to step into the ring of excitement and stay ahead of the game with UBL News. Welcome everyone to tonight's show. This is all about, the state of the game, future updates, what's next for the UBL and the Undisputed Boxing League. We got the scoop. We got two guest hosts tonight. They're members of the league. That's Vlad J and Composure. Vlad J, he's PC and Xbox, and Composure is PlayStation 5. The UBL is also responding to Jake Paul adding to the roster of Undisputed. The UBL community and creative fighters showcase the talent and creativity UBL's rising stars. Will we see creative fighters really go big on Undisputed? Another topic tonight will be Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach, breaking down this thrilling matchup. Who got the edge in this fight? Another topic is also going to be Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk rematch, heavyweight showdown. We're been waiting to see anticipation, strategy, and what's at stake. All right, let's go ahead and bring on the co-host here. Welcome, gentlemen. We have Vlad J and Composure. Welcome to the show tonight, guys. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you feel, Mr. Damon?
Good.
I'm good. How you fellas doing?
I'm all right.
Well, Vlad, you are a veteran, but Composure, you are new to the league, so welcome. I hope you're enjoying the league so far. This is your first podcast show with UBL News, so I want to thank you for taking the time out. Well, both of you guys for taking the time out, and let's give the fans the inside and the outs of how we feel about the state of the game, future updates, so on and so forth. So getting right to it, what is your overall opinion of the current state of Undisputed Boxing game?
Vlad, you want to go first?
Oh, you go ahead, man.
The question was the current state, correct?
Yeah, what is your overall opinion of the current state of the Undisputed Boxing game?
Well, being new, I just started. I didn't get a chance to play. I wasn't privy to play on PC. I don't have a gaming PC. I just started playing when it released. Well, it was October, I believe, and for a console. So I played it when it was pre-patch. Post-patch now. I think everybody know about the tracking needs to be fixed. Some people don't like the stamina on just regular hooks. They don't. We don't. A lot of people disagree on that. It shouldn't use that much stamina on just regular hooks. We should be able to throw like at least one more hook if somebody throwing hooks out there. But I like the current state of the game. Outside of that, it's just those two things. It's just the tracking and possibly a little bit more stamina, or a little less stamina being used when it comes to hooks. But outside of that, I like the current state of the game. And also when you get dazed as well, it's kind of hard to knock somebody down. Sometimes your gloves, when you're throwing your shots, they will just rub off your block. You gotta try to realign yourself just to get your shots to hit them on point. Body shots miss in the pocket, that shouldn't be happening at all. Even when they're not blocking their body, or even if they are blocking their body, it's just like a whip right in front of them and it should hit. So that would be my take on it.
Okay. Matt, what about you?
I'd say at launch the game was I thought the game was terrible at launch. The spamming was just really, really, really ridiculous. Like I'm still a little bit perplexed on how they launched a game like that. Um, Being able to throw that many power shots and basically taking away the block. So you're basically, everybody was just basically throwing power shots. It launched really bad. After the patch, um, to piggyback off what Composure said, it's much better. What they need to work on is definitely my opinion, just the short term stamina. Like, a lot of guys feel that it forces fighters to fight one way, which I can definitely see because you got to really be smart when you're fighting on this patch. But mostly the problem is I think the short term stamina is just ridiculous. Like guys is basically limited to 4 punch combinations, and if they go a little bit too much over that, they can pay for the whole fight just for that. So if they if they work on the short term stamina for combination punching and the tracking, I think they'll be in the right path.
Okay. I know for me, as far as pressure fighting, everybody has their own style of fighting. You and I were in a gym, and you told me, but like for me and my pressure fighting, it doesn't work. I always that's my touched on. At least by the six, sixth or seventh round, if it's a 10 round fight, get about it. I think that's due to also the fights rounds, or at least cap it off at 10. I think opinion, but it's hard to pressure fight, and depending on what type of boxing bring to the
Yeah, and pointing out if they fix the short term stamina and punch tracking, that would alleviate most of your problems right there.
yeah, absolutely. I definitely both of you guys assessment. Um, so the next question: how has the game evolved since that? Oh, go ahead, Composure.
Since the release, how's it evolved?
Yes.
I think it's taking a step. Like Vlad was saying, you gotta be smart. I think it's taking a step. I think they didn't mean to do that. I don't know if they tested it. They try to fix something and they mess something up. It looks like with the tracking issue. Um, I think it's taking a step in the right direction, like towards perfection, to perfect the game as much as possible. No game is perfect. Every game is going to have its bugs, its cheese. But I think it's taking a step where it should be to be simulation boxing, what everyone wants it as real life as possible. So the patch wasn't good. It wasn't great. Some people say it's not even good because the way they messed up with the tracking. But at least they did something, to at least they're listening. Let's just say that. With the patch, with the notes, I got the notes, but the patch is coming up now, December 12th, where they're releasing this DLC pack. Um, the guy in the Discord, one of the part of the development team in the Undisputed Discord, mentioned that talked about career mode, but nobody's really focused on career mode. The action is ranked. The action is leagues like UBL and other leagues as well. That's where the real action is, and they want the simulation the best as possible. So I think they're listening. Um, People they expect more from this patch coming up, but from what I've seen and heard, that it's not going to be in gameplay mechanics that everybody wants to be fixed. So for us to evolve, they're listening. I guess they're trying to do it. They're listening, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Come 2025. Is it going to evolve where the game is going to stay afloat and get more people liking the game and keeping people that's actually playing the game. But we'll have to see in 2025, really, in my opinion.
in your opinion, Vlad, how has the game evolved since has been?
Just mine's gonna be a real short answer. It's just that one patch. For me personally, made a big difference because the way I fight, you know, I think I fight very sim, so it kind of forced everybody to fight more sim. You can't just throw power punches because now I can actually block it. But from early access till now, I don't think it's evolved much. The developers are, I mean, they're not. I don't want to, disrespect them, but I just feel like they 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 got a group of guys who really are incompetent, or they're just or they just don't care what the community wants, because from the beginning of the league, not the beginning, but the beginning of early access to where the game is at now, it's really upsetting, to be honest. But that's just how I feel.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. I mean, for me, gentlemen, me being a beta tester, guys, a lot of pieces. Shout out to all the members of the UBL, but legendary members, you know, early access roller coaster, right? It was now, especially when they were an assassin that's supposed to brought the high cheat balance that we're looking for back then for early access. And just to fast forward a little bit off of that, they finally got the balance fixed somewhat, but had a few little other herky jerky things that punch flow. The punches wasn't really landing or tapping as they was, which audience, we as the audience started to fix the exploits such as the body uppercuts, stuff like that, needed to be addressed at that time. But in my opinion, I think that they had a good foundation. Go off of, just had to peak it, and it didn't make any sense to me how they went back and kept and they did it again. They keep changing the foundation. I would say the last version, early access, was pretty dope. Had again minute things change, and game was in success. Um, when they released the game, they changed it completely. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why. It was herky jerky. It definitely wasn't a duck on water. As Vlad touched on, the power punching, very acceptable. Uh, man never got tired. It was just like everybody was drinking the steroid Kool Aid to get in the ring with one, and that wasn't Sims. That wasn't ideal, right? So they released this patch, which brought a balance, somewhat a balance, not a total balance, somewhat a balance to the game, uh, where it made it more Sims instead of Rock'em Sock'em Robot. And that's a hell of a term to use because everybody know what robots is. But that's what it was. Now that they have this balance, again, I think now they have a good solid foundation. Crossing my fingers from December 12th that they won't change the foundation. We have a Sims, they need to create a balance with body punch and, as touched on earlier, the stamina. But me, all in all, the game is evolved in a direction that the community can at least be optimistic about. They have let us down a lot, that, but at least they're keeping us optimistic. All right, moving to the next question. Vlad, I'll let you start with this one. What are your thoughts on the balance and gameplay mechanics? What you think they should do to fix what you know people are basically saying in the community that they don't like?
Basically what I said before, just um definitely work on punch tracking. Um, I think they're actually on the back end trying to port the game over to Unreal Engine, which is gonna fix most of their problems because I always forget the name of the engine that they're on now. I,
Unity.
yeah, Unity. It's pretty notorious for not being a good uh AAA title engine as far as like online connection goes. If they went to Undisputed, I'm sure the peer-to-peer connection would be a lot better, which is what I think they're doing in the back end. Everybody keeps saying that they're already working on Undisputed too. I highly doubt they'd be starting on a whole new game after launching one. I think they're just gonna port the game over. And so just with that, I hope that's what they're working on. Gameplay mechanics, I think they're so far so good. I think they're pretty good. They need to work on some punch tracking, short-term stamina, and some of the fighters, their animations need to be redone. And for guys like Roy Jones and like off the top of the head, like guys like Roy Jones, I think Roy Jones is way too slow compared to the guys that have the fastest fighters in the game. The guys that have really fast in the game. Roy Jones was probably one of the fastest fighters of all time, and he's, you know, pretty slow in my opinion. So they need to work on really giving these fighters their signature style. Yeah, they got their punch animations pretty good, stuff like that, but there's no reason that Roy Jones is as fast as Chavez. That doesn't make sense.
Look like we have another member that joined us here, Norton Black Solo. Hello, Norton. How are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was a good assessment, Vlad, for sure. Um, Posure, how do you feel about it?
His assessment.
No, the game mechanics, gameplay. Um, what do you think that what adjustments that they should make uh, to the game mechanics and the gameplay of the game, or do you think that ain't nothing wrong with it at the current state?
Well, the current state, like Vlad said, the tracking is tracking, short and stamina. That should be their main focus. I think a lot of people will be happy. As far as for fighter details, that can be like, later, like you was mentioned about, specific animations, making them resemble what they do in real life. But the two things that I think a lot of people would be happy with, uh, outside of like, the cosmetics and animations, would be the tracking. Punches shouldn't be missing when they should be hitting clearly when everybody's watching. Um, Also, I don't know why they didn't. I don't know how it was possible that Xbox and PC got the glitch fix where people will quit and you wouldn't get your win. When people quit on you online, there's no reward in that. Like there got to be a reward. If I win, I want my win. You're not making. We're not making money here, but I want my reward. If I get a win, I want to level up. My rank and my level that I'm in the game. So
Glad
I
you
think they should.
mentioning that. Yeah, that's important. If a person quit, that should be automatic. That's the way
Yeah,
it. Community is used to that because that's the way it was fight night. But go ahead.
Well,
yeah,
not to mention
definitely.
you're in a fight for like 20 minutes and then a guy quits and you
Yeah,
just
man.
wasted 20, 25 minutes and then you're gonna get a
Yeah,
loss.
exactly,
That's crazy.
exactly. We in 8 rounds, and like the game is in And like us, like guys that compete, in leagues, it's like we already got to deal with playing 8, 10, 12 rounds if we're in, a title fight or whatever. And then we just playing ranked, just to work on our game. We can't even do that because we're just sitting there. The guy can just quit round 3, 4, 5, 6 because they're getting beat on. Or like he said, we played a whole 8 rounds, 20 minutes, and the guy just quit and we get no reward, and it makes us don't want to play the game. And then the desyncing, when it comes to what am I trying to say? When it comes to shots hitting you far away, you're not even close to them. Yeah, the ghost punches. He mentioned switching the engine. I don't know about the AAA and all. I don't know about that world. AAA. I don't know what that means really. I mentioned my friends mentioned it to me before. But I guess
it just means like a really high a game that's really backed by a big company like Call of Duty,
okay.
Battlefield, like a big time games, I guess.
Okay. I'm familiar with Unreal Engine 5 because I played Tekken. I know they're on Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 4 was
that's a AAA title.
Okay. All right. So I guess I know about it a little bit, but yeah, that, like I said, the ghost punches, and then connection. I understand if you're playing somebody across the world, but if you're playing someone in your region, if I'm playing someone in America or not that far from America, games nowadays you can play anybody in the world. Great connection, and and a great company that backing on me. It shouldn't be no connection problem at all. Nowadays, playing these games, any game. 100%. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Especially if they want the game to live. Like it's not dead, and people. I still enjoy the game despite, but it can die if they don't fix these things, and it will die if they don't fix the stuff.
I don't have too much to back. Thanks for putting that. Shout out to Kano. Thanks for putting that in the chat. Um, I just know we have been on it gameplay, and my reason why I stay glad touched on. They started out a indie, small crew, small budget. I don't at the time their thoughts were thinking team, kind of wishing on a star because the fact that boxing game had not even thought of as 15 years. So uh, that being said, stab at it. Wasn't a shot in the dark, and that was the whole thing about it, and that surprised them once they did release everybody. I mean, trailers that even though they were edited, don't have a trained eye, you won't notice, but they released some good productions, good trailer, get fans, the boxing fans, find the game very. Uh, Needless to say, all right, so we kind of touched on this, answered it already, but I'm just gonna, we can answer it short. What improvements would you guys like to see in December's?
Go ahead, Black.
Yeah, it's quick. Just basically the same
Yeah,
thing
I'm
I
sorry.
said. Just the
Okay.
same thing I said.
Yeah,
Just hopefully I have a feeling that the update is honestly just gonna be a bunch of offline stuff. Hopefully they can sneak in punch tracking and maybe the short-term stamina. Just those two things alone would probably make a huge difference for the longevity of the game. Hold it off till whatever patch comes next, but I mean that's where the word incompetent comes to mine. I have a feeling they completely like glossed over that and not realize, how important that is to the value of the game and the value of the community, how much people will still stick around the more you push a little bit to keep it more authentic and sim. Just those two things alone will probably buy them another 6 months, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, you said the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, you don't hear any noise in the background. Do you have this fan loud? Is it good?
No, I can't hear your back. I got a
Oh,
noise filter on you. Anyway, you're good, bro.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah, basically what we already said already. The tracking and short term stamina. I agree. Um, that's pretty much it. At least those two. If you're not going to touch upon the ghost punches and the other things that need to be touched upon, but those two things are major.
All right, well, let's talk about the fighters. How do you guys feel about the current roster of the game?
I would say I like the current roster. I'm not too big in boxing. I'm a basketball guy. I know a little bit more about the basketball world. Like when it comes to like players, teams, history, a little bit of history. I'm only 28. So, but it's tough to get fighters, especially fighters that people like, love, whether they're old or new talent or old talent. Especially new talent because guys now they want a lot of money and it's a business at the end of the day. So they're not going to pay those guys, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, even and not nowhere near millions of dollars, when they got to get a return on their investment. And the game is not doing, as well as they want it to be right now. Like they got to, they got to fix some things still before they think about bringing on fighters, to make the return on investment now. So a lot of people want certain fighters in the game, but they gotta make a return on their investment. They gotta make a profit. So
Hey, if I'm not, can I
go
say something real quick?
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. If I ain't mistaken, they said they sold over 1 million copies, and they hit their goal of what they were set for. So, not saying that they made a full return on investment, but um, when you talk about adding fighters, that's what this game really kind of need. Because if you think about it, in every weight class, the heavy all the way down to lightweight, there's either three characters people use in general. There's only three. Um, and you guys, if I say the name, you guys can probably agree with me. If I say in middleweight, it'd be a Roy Jones, a Calzaghe, or Carl Froch or something like that. You know what I mean? And then heavyweight, the same thing with three certain fighters. So add more fighters, more different styles, more different animations. Um, with the fighters, I think it's gonna be a big improvement. When you give us more to choose from, because if I don't know if you guys watched the trailer with Jake Paul, the overhand that he throw is different than the overhand that's already in the game. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yeah, 100%.
Um,
I saw that, and I agree with that. Adding new fighters, um, will make the game more popular, and also people that play the game and give them more choice. So I agree with that. I agree with that. But
Yeah,
but
uh,
the fighters that the people want though, like the more popular fighters, unless I'm mistaken, they want a lump sum of money, to get into the game, so it can be tough. Um,
Let me
yeah.
yeah,
just to start off, I'll say that I'm a big basketball guy too. But basketball is kind of taking the back seat to for me for boxing. Boxing has always been number one for me, and I played a lot of boxing games since probably the early '90s, and this is I'll give them the credit where credit's due. They have a lot of fighters. Some people don't like a lot. I realize, a lot of people who play this game don't know a lot of the fighters. Um, I wouldn't say they're casual fans, but I'll say a lot of them don't know a lot of fighters. Most of the fighters that are on here are pretty decent. Um, they have definitely the biggest roster in a boxing game I've ever seen, and it's not even close, to be honest. It's way way above and beyond. The fact that they're able to get these guys, big names, small names to sign, is still impressive, and
Yeah,
they still
100%.
sign a bunch of other guys who they they haven't even released the other half of the guys that they've signed. They have, I guess they got a long-term plan to slowly release them, but nonetheless it's still very impressive. I mean, there's other guys, me personally, there's other guys I wish, I would love to see in the game, whether they want a bunch of money and they can't sign them. But you know I I think they lack, the only kind of fighters I want to say they lack is they do lack a lot of outside fighters. Like, they have a lot of boxer punchers, they got a lot of brawlers, but there's very few outside fighters in the game so far.
Well, my take on it. Okay, so we got two different audience, right? And the audience never changes; it's always the same. Old school, new school, right? So the new school don't know about the legendary fighters. They don't know about excuse me. They don't know about the fighters that paved the way for the new generation that needs to be on the game also. But my thing is, I don't understand why they're holding back on some great legendary fighters. One of them, Mike Tyson. Okay. Uh, why Sweet Pea Whitaker can't be on the game? I'm just saying, to get the youth to know about the legendary fighters. And reason why I say that is because I have played other sport games with my sons, and I didn't know crap about the sport. I didn't know about the athletes until I start playing the game and socializing with them. It created a bond, of course, but again, it helped me learn about the sport. So why not take that approach? And then these DLC packs that they're releasing, I would like to see the Charlo brothers. I would like to see, Gary Russell, the whole Russell family on the game. You know what I'm saying? Start bringing them in to it's a storyline. Ride the storyline. It's like, music has a tempo. Put out a tempo, follow it, and then the audience can understand it a little bit better instead of them just throwing fighters or names at people that they don't understand. You have to create the storyline so people can understand it. And I think that's the approach they should take.
I
I
think that, real
I was
quick,
gonna just no, go ahead, real quick. And I was gonna say something. Go ahead.
no, real quick, I think it's not really a, like, I don't think it's the blame should be really on the team that's making the game, because I have a really good feeling they approach everybody. A lot of people just say no, like, they don't see the long term in it. They don't see the money that they're offering them being worth it. There's fighters that I like personally that I know who've declined Undisputed. So I don't think it's on the Undisputed team themselves. I think they're trying really hard to get all the fighters that people want, but they might not have the budget. They might have the budget now, maybe trying again now that they sold 1 million within that week. They might have sold 2 million by now. I don't know, but I do think they tried, though, because there's a lot of names I know they've tried to reach out to and they don't even get a call back, at least in the beginning of development.
Yeah, a lot of people decline, but I think what the problem is that a lot of boxing fans are just really casual when it comes to boxing now. Um, if you look and see how boxing is, every 10 years, a decade, right? Um, things happen. We haven't had a boxing game since 2011. You know what I mean? So if you look at the time in between 2011 and to 2024, bro, we the whole Floyd Mayweather era, the beginning of Terrence Crawford era, the beginning of Tyson Fury when he had hair, the beginning of Deontay Wilder, and then guys in between there who people don't even remember who was in heavyweight showing out. You know what I mean? So we missed a long period in time to add certain fighters. So the fighters that they're showing now, a lot of the guys that's in lightweight and welterweight, a lot of people don't know who these guys are if you're not watching boxing and looking at the undercards and things like that. So when people say, hey, we want these fighters, we want this fighter, you gotta understand, like, it's the new generation of boxing fans asking for these guys. Nobody is asking for Joshua Clottey, Zab Judah, Ike Corte, and a lot of these other guys who were like stars from '98 to like
Shane Mosley.
2000. Yeah, Shane Mosley. But it's like the eras, you know what I mean? James Toney, Bernard Hopkins. That's all Roy Jones era. Oscar De La Hoya.
To be fair, I have seen that, but I hang out a whole different group of guys, I guess, that actually, really watch this game and play and watch boxing. But I definitely get what you're saying, though.
Well,
Yeah,
also,
so
not to intervene, we just can't be biased. They also got the British boxers on there. I don't know too much about the British boxers, except the ones that have been on America, live TV pay-per-view competitions. So, I mean, the roster is big, like Vlad said, but have two worlds that people don't have no knowledge about.
Well, it's a UK-based game. You do know that. That's why they have so many UK guys on there.
I think they need to do what Fight Night did when Floyd Mayweather and Cotto joined the Fight Night franchise. When you take these fighters, right, who great fighters, I'm talking about like Joe Louis and things like that, and they put these guys and they give them a rating, I think that messes everything up. Because if you put Joe Louis against Muhammad Ali, nobody knows what happens. Nobody will know who will win that fight. But when you start putting that Ali as a 91, Joe Louis as an 87, 86, if people will be more like, they won't pick certain fighters where every fighter in the world has a puncher's chance. I think they need to take the ratings off. It's kind of disrespectful too. When you look
I agree with that.
When you're looking at certain levels, legends, I mean, they need to take that off. Take off the ratings. Put up the power stats and speed stats and like that. Okay, that's cool. But they're
the overall rating should not be there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because if they're a lot of people are not gonna want to play. Who's gonna want to play with Buster Douglas, man?
No, that makes
Ali
sense.
or somebody. You know what I mean? So they gotta really start thinking of how they're gonna really want people to play these fighters. Like what's the guy name that everybody using in welterweight and stuff? The guy from overseas. No. I can't think of the guy's name, but he's really good. He's a southpaw boxer. He's really good, but his stats are low. No. I can't think of the guy's name.
Welterweight? It's not Joshua Taylor?
I think it's Taylor.
Yeah. Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor. Hey, the boy is a monster in the game. But you gotta have balls to pick Josh Taylor against Sugar Ray Robertson.
That's funny.
Because you know who he is. But if you're like a casual and you want to play this game and you see this guy with an 85, you don't want to put him against Sugar Ray Leonard or Sugar Ray Robertson, and you're like, oh, nah, the stats are it's too much of a, you know what I mean? So I think that'll help the game a little bit more.
Sure. All right, let's move on to the next question. That was a good question right there about the roster. Do you hold on, excuse me. Do you think creative fighters should bring a new life to the online mode, and why? Anyone first?
Wait, I didn't hear the question. Sorry.
Do you think creative fighters could bring a new life to online mode, and why?
Yeah. You can go ahead, Norton. Go ahead.
No, I would say yeah, because if you look at the game is really nice. If you could take any styles you want and create a fighter to give them an Ali jab or something such a hook, this type of movement, and create your own fighter and bring them on, I think that'd be dope. But the problem that's going to cause is people are not going to want to use cat fighters against the regular fighters because they're going to feel like cat fighters are overrated. So
But if you use cap fighters in a league, everybody would have to use cap fighters. You're not going to use
If it's like that, it's going to be. It's just like Fight Night Champion. Everybody loves the custom fighters.
Yeah, WC.
You create your own fighters.
Yeah,
I think it'd
OWC
be
rock.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's any other way to run a league but only to use cap fighters because you're 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 basically creating a fighter the way you want to fight. So you automatically go into the league with your style. And if people don't know how you fight and you're not picking fighters that are already in the game, it's gonna be, you're fighting a whole new style you've never seen before. All you know is what his Cab looks like. You don't know what kind of style he's gonna bring into the ring, and I mean, to me, that's the only way to run a league. Like cabs all day. Everybody has a limit set. Your style is based on how you fight and your skill set. Everybody's capped at a certain level, and you have to show your skills. There's no more 91s versus 80s, and you have it's a level playing field. I don't know, to me that's just common sense. Like, yeah, cabs all day. Like, if you're nice, you're nice, and you got to show your skill set in the ring. If you're picking Sugar Ray Robinson and I'm using Kell Brook, I might be a better fighter than you, but you level the playing field because you picked a way better fighter. I don't think that's the way it should go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Composure.
Yeah. The question was, what was the question? The cat fighters, you said, would they bring a new life to the game?
Yeah, how would it change the game, or in leagues or online,
Online?
just cabs
Yeah.
itself?
I think it'll be something fun to throw into the game. Bring a cat fighter. As far as the league, like Vlad said, it would have to be calf versus calf. Like, if you can, if you're getting into a calf card, if it's a calf card, you got to be calf cards. And still, if you want to get onto a known fighters, real fighter card, okay, fine. But it got to be calf versus calf, and also if it's like fight night champion, where you get a 99 calf, I think it should be a cap on it. If I mean, unless everybody's level up to everybody's 99, get their guy up to a 99. I don't know how that works to get to working your calf up, whether it's career mode, whatever it got to be. But I think it'd be fun. Having calf versus calf and on cards and tournaments and leagues, and also using it on rank fight. So yeah, long as they fix the ranking, so the guy quit on. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll bring life to the game for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. The way I feel about it, fellas, is I don't want the traits. Get rid of the traits. I want them to create a system where I'm in the gym working out, kind of like how Fight Night, where I'm hitting the heavy bag, I'm doing the boxing drills, the speed bag, the slip, to build my character up. If you're not good in the gym, then that also sets a skill set or a level rate for a person to create a fighter, right? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no one have superpowers. I don't believe that they should have the traits for the creative fighters to be bring your A game. If you suck at hitting heavy bag at the gym, then certain ratings on your boxer is not going to be as high. You don't know how to slip the bag. Again, you're missing certain ratings. One thing about Fight Night Champion, they did where they had it in the store where you could buy gym points to get your boxer to those ratings, and that could be a selling point for the developers of Undisputed if they use the same concept to help people that you know maybe not so good, but they just want to have a boxing game or whatever. They can pay their way to be the boss, but they may not have the skill set because the two and two go hand. But that's my opinion on it. I don't think they should have
What was the
traits.
question you was asking, Tant? What was the question you was asking on this one?
Do you think creative fighters could bring a new life to online mode, and why?
Oh, okay, yeah. Because when you were talking about traits, I really don't think traits is really that bad. Because everybody know that certain fighters got certain traits. I can understand that, but I'm more of a fan of the power punch, the signature punch. Um, some of the old Fight Night games used to have signature punches where they punches that they're known for with their animation. I think they should have focused on that instead of having everybody do that same overhand power shot. It was kind of lazy if you think about it. Um,
Oh,
so
you know what you're saying right there is it makes a lot of sense because I was under the impression I don't know if I mean I know Composure probably plays NBA 2K. I don't know if you do Norton, but like you know how every player has their signature shot and some signature
yeah,
move. If you see how big the NBA is and 2K is able to do that, how how you can't find these fighters their their signature punches like that shit like blows my mind. You take these guys into this room,
Man
you
them right.
capture their moves, you capture their animation, but then you're still giving these guys the same punches altogether. Like what's going on? You got an NBA game giving NBA players, not even the stars, because guys that come off the bench still have some of their own signature moves, like, and you can't even like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't even get
I
like
get
a
what you're
single
saying.
punch to look right. You give all the fighters the same jab, the same hook. Like, what are you really doing over there, man?
I
You
get
know,
100% what he's saying, man.
I think that
Um,
just boils down to skill set of their developers. We
Yeah,
all
they need to
agree.
fire the whole team. It's like this shit just blows my mind.
I think they
Well,
were
I
just
mean,
rushing, man. If you think about
how
it, they're
far
just
can they
rushing.
push Unity? I mean,
Rushing 2 years, bro. Like, come
no,
on, man.
no. How far can they push Unity, the engine? I think
The thing is, they can't
they
push
need
it.
they need to import it into over to Real Engine, Unreal Engine. That's what the word on the street has been and been talked about for a long time now. I mentioned it slightly earlier. Um, I don't think that Unity Engine gives the game what it needs. Every game needs a heart. Every game needs a battery. It needs a foundation, and that's the engine of the game. Our engine. So if you don't have appropriate engine to run your car or whatever automobile that you're trying to put out there, it's not going to run appropriate. I just think Unity is not the engine for.
No, it's not the engine for not even close. It's not an engine built for a game like this.
Yeah, yeah, because the ghost punching and things like that is kind of unusual. But you guys, you know what? You know why I don't complain about certain things about this game? Y'all gotta understand. It took Fight Night to make Knockout Kings 1, 2, 3, 2000, 1, 2, and 3, Fight Night 1, 2, 3, 2004, Fight Night Champions Round 4. It took them a long time. And if you play this game and go play Champion, you'll be like, wow, this game is really competing with a game that left a mark, man. And this is the first game.
I
Um,
That's kind of you're kind of like bailing them out because
no, it ain't no bell. It ain't no bell.
that no, what I'm saying is because that game was what 13 years ago. You know how much better the game engines have gotten since then.
Check this out, Black. Let me help you out with this one, right? Name another boxing game outside of EA Sports
No,
since two
I think
since two
you're
since.
misunderstanding
Hold on,
what I'm
hold on.
trying to say.
I'm gonna do you a better one. Name another boxing game that came out since 2000. That's not EA.
No, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is you're comparing with games that were limited back then to the game engines that they had.
No, see, you're
These
looking
guys,
at it
no, no,
wrong.
wait,
It's the
hold
technology.
on.
It's technology
Yeah,
versus technology.
what I'm saying is
Yeah.
13 years later, the game engine is so much better, way more advanced than what they were working with Fight Night back then. So
But
the
but that
only
but that argument is really helping what I'm saying because we haven't had a game since 2011. It's
Yeah, because no
2024,
development team was willing to take on boxing because of how
right? So
hard
that
it is
means
to get
nobody got
fighters.
a chance. That means no boxing game. What I'm trying to say is this: no boxing game had a chance to use the technology that we have right now.
Correct. And what I'm
So
saying now
if
with the
the first
technology they have
one to
right
do it,
now, if they piggybacked off Fight Night Champion or Fight Night Round 4, there's no excuse to have bad punch tracking. There's no excuse to click in your left button to lean to the left, lean to the right. They just should just copy and pasted the lean left, lean to the right that Fight Night had. Like, you know how hard it is to time a jab with the clicking of the left stick to slip a jab. That was like
yeah.
asinine move right there. I only
I get what you're
no
saying, man. But you
no
forgot that how bad Fight
no
Night Champion was when it first came
no,
out.
no, but what I'm saying is, how easy was it for Fight Night Round 4 or Champion to lean to the left and lean to the right to make a punch miss? But you thought it was a good idea to click in the left stick to the left to
But
the right.
they trying to like have their own identity. But see, listen, I've been
Yo,
in the
I
boxing
and
community.
I
Hold
and
on. Let me say this, right? I've been in the boxing community for a year. I'm 42 years old, right? I've been on top and been in every boxing thing that ever came out all the way up until now. So when you talk about these games like Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Champions, you really can't even put them in the same category as no boxing game under round 4 because EA Chicago stopped making fight night games. So that's why the whole engine changed on round 4 in Champions. And those games really had a lot of backlash. Matter of fact, Fight Night Round 4 was the least selling boxing game in a franchise.
but
The
do you know why?
let me say this one more time, but on Champions, the game when it first came out, it was so bad they had to do an update because you wasn't able to throw a jab when you get close. It would automatically turn your punches and hooks. They had to do updates when that game first came, so it had
Wait,
to.
but do you think I didn't play those games? Because
No, I'm not saying you didn't, but I'm just saying when those games,
Right.
when that engine, when they first started using the champion engine, they had to do 3 updates when that game first came out within the first 2 months. So that game had its flaws too on the new engines.
That's true.
no, but I'm
They
not disagreeing with that. I was not a big I was not a big fan of Champion when it came out. I thought it was stupid that you had the auto block. I thought it was really dumb that they dropped the game from 60 frames to 30 frames. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of it. But me, I'm a boxing fan and I play video games, so I don't have an option but to buy the game. You know, I don't have another
right.
choice. But I thought Fight Night Round 4 was a way better game than Champion. The only thing that was wrong with Round 4 was the punching animations.
All
That's
right.
my only complaint.
Hate to intervene, but I want to keep the time management on. I mean, great
You have
breakdown.
to skip a whole bunch of questions, Ted. You know, we're not even at the first section yet.
I know, right? I know. Let's fast forward a little bit. I mean, that was a good, observation between the older games versus the newer boxing game and the technology that they can use. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. UBL community responds to Jake Paul being added to the game. Um, how has the UBL community reacted to Paul addition? Uh, I'm gonna start this one off. He's from city, Cleveland, no doubt. He made a name for himself, no doubt. YouTube, no doubt. Hella money, rich, no doubt. Whatever he wants to do in the world, no doubt. But when it comes to the sport of boxing, and there's a lot of boxing enthusiasts out there that really like my dad, he watched the Tough Man match, watched Muhammad Ali, watched Joe Frazier, watched Sonny Liston, watched the greats. Got me, man, my brothers for boxing, you know. So, and you watch how those guys did it, right? The endless hours they put into the gym, everything what they did, what it took for them to become champion. How can you respect someone such as Jake Paul, the YouTuber, you know, trying to, I wouldn't say he's trying to take credibility, but he also said himself that he wants to be boxing world champion. How can you skip the line? I mean, everyone else, they hard blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Miguel Cotto, you had Sweet Pea Williker, you had what was the drunken master name? I forget my man's name at the moment, but
Burton.
thank you. You know, Carver, I mean, come on, Roy Jones. You had all these great champions back in the day. Winky Wright, you know, like the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Trevor
I,
Burbage. Yeah, I mean, the list goes on. How,
Terry
yeah,
Norris.
you know, how can Jake Paul just come in and slide in like this? I don't think
I
it's
think
right.
it,
I think it's
Re-
disrespectful to the sport of boxing.
real
yeah.
real quick, I had that opinion initially, but when I saw who's what other fighters are coming with this with the update or the whatever the pack, I'm not really mad because all it's gonna do is, there's a lot of, hopefully they're not listening, but there's a lot of corny fans out there that are crazy about Jake Paul. A lot of people were not into watching boxing, but are big fans of Jake Paul. So like, I'm not mad. Like, they're gonna probably buy the game and try to play with Jake Paul and get whooped online. And it to me, it's a win-win. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
they don't know. They don't.
that's a pro
They,
instead of a
they,
con. I get what you're
they
saying.
they don't know Eric Morales, they don't know Juan Manuel Marquez, they don't know Antonio Barra, but I do. So I'm happy with the pack. And a lot of these guys are gonna buy the pack because of Jake Paul. Well, guess what? They might find out about Morales. They might find out about um Barrera. They might find out a little bit about the guy that was a nobody but knocked out Tyson in Japan. Like, they might, get curious and YouTube the guy. You never know. Like that. Honestly, that's how I got into boxing. I walked in, I saw an old ass Nintendo game called Legends of the Ring. I picked it up. I had no idea who Hagler was at the time. I had no idea who Sugar Ray Leonard was. I played the game. I fell in love with it, and that's how boxing started for me. So you never know.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
know,
say. Yeah, I was gonna say. It's like Vlad said. It's now. People on you with the younger generation. You got to target. You can't just target the old heads. You got to target. What the young people watching, and they watching Jake Paul. Like back then, like it wasn't no, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. It wasn't no Floyd versus Conor McGregor. That wasn't even a thing. Like, and to those guys, and to those guys, what Damien was saying, um, what Damien was saying, like, with the, dang, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, but like Vlad was saying, is now he's relevant, and like Andre Ward said, you can't compare Jake Paul to no boxer, period, because that's not what he's known to do. Like, if you do this, you do this, but he don't actually do it. But you gotta respect his hustle, like he said.
He's getting
Like like like
accreditation as a
like
boxer.
like
Is he or is he not? He's getting accreditation as being a boxer.
you can call you can you
Yeah, let him get it.
you
That's
can call him
okay.
a you can call him right. You can call him a boxer. But can you call him a credible boxer compared to boxers like you said that actually did it from young, from when they were little, until they retired or something happened to them? No, you can't compare them to those guys. But far as for getting into the game, I think it's like Vlad said. I think it's good. It's going to bring people in that know Jake Paul. They're going to buy the game because they see Jake Paul in the game, and they
Oh,
want to use him because they like him in real life.
no doubt
And
that it
they
was
can
an
and
excellent
it,
marketing strategy. But go ahead.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, right. It's just a marketing strategy, and
And
targeting the kids, targeting the younger people. That's what it is, and
and and
he's relevant now. Is he
and try,
relevant
yeah.
in boxing? No, but is he relevant now? As far as
and
popularity, yeah,
try to look at it from this angle too. Like, a lot of people are gonna, pick him, and
yeah, for sure.
and as long as Jake Paul, because I'm not a fan of the guy, but did he make did he make this? God, I forgot her last name. The Puerto Rican chick, man. I just went blank. Did she make Serrano more popular? Absolutely. Did he make Katie Taylor more popular? Probably, because that was his card. Like,
That
I'm a
was his
big fan
start.
of
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the girls, and I always thought the girls didn't get any limelight. And Serrano is she's more popular than she was 5 years ago. Nobody knew who she was. Now they know who she was because of him. And I mean, I'm not. If you know what it is, right? Real boxing fans know what it is. Like they can sit there and look at Jake Paul and be like, all right, he has hands. He has above average hands compared to a regular person. He knows a little bit about boxing because you can tell some of the technique he does. I can tell he improved, but at the end of the day, um, like real boxing fans know what it is. Like they as soon as they put him in there with somebody that really can fight, you know. I mean, look at Fury. He's not even that good, and look what kind of problems Fury caused him. He gave him his first loss.
Okay,
Like Fury's
that's the
like a
thing.
C, is a C plus fighter.
That's the thing.
You
Let
know,
me stop you right there, though. Let me stop you right there. So here's another thing that people are saying out, and everyone know that Jake Paul paid Mike Tyson $20 million to basically lose the fight. I mean, it was opportunities for Mike to hit him his hook, uppercut combinations, and Mike did not take advantage. He even kind of waved appalled a little bit at Jake throughout the fight. The question on the table is, did he pay other opponents to take the fall? Some people say that Tyrone Woodley fight was rigged. Shout out to AJ Champion.
nah,
Now, I'm just
that
saying
that
some. I'm not saying that some people said it. You
no,
know,
that's fine. But
you know.
my counter to that is who the fuck cares? You know, um,
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Jake Paul, but he's got people who weren't watching boxing before watching it. So
so who
that's
do
my
he
favorite
fight?
sport.
Who do he fight next? Who do
That's
he
not
fight
my
next?
well, I mean, as long as Jake Paul keeps fighting bums, he's gonna continue to win. And if I'm Jake's Paul's team, that's what I want, right? His popularity to keep getting big, keep getting big, keep getting big. And he keeps psyching people out to keep buying these fights. Cool. He's getting a lot of people a lot of boxing fans say boxing is dead, etc., etc. You know, he's not hurting the sport. Um, I mean, I still watch the fights that I need to watch. I don't really watch Jake Paul fights unless I can get it streamed for free or whatever the case is. He's not hurting me. He's not hurting my pockets. If anything, he's helping me because he's getting more bozos who really think he's nice to watch it. So it'll get more eyes on my sport that everybody's saying is dying. So I mean, it doesn't really bother me. Like it bothered me in the beginning because a lot of people were really like, "Yo, Jake Paul is good," and I'm like, "Damn, you really think so?" But at the end of the day, he's getting more eyes on the sport, and at some point, if he's dumb enough, if he really, I mean, I don't even think he believes his own hype. I think he's a very good marketing tool. But if at some point he really believes his own hype and he actually fights somebody that's a boxer that can actually, fight, I mean, he's gonna blow he's gonna blow up his own momentum, which I don't think he'll do at the moment. But if he does that, that's on him. But I mean, it is what it is. He fights.
I like the
If
idea of Jake
if
Paul.
Andre Ward comes out of retirement right now, does not train or do anything, you know, Andre Ward will embarrass him. So I think Jake Paul just, he needs to do what he's been doing and stay away from real fighters.
Yeah,
I
like
think I think Jake Paul is a good thing for boxing because people fail to realize that the tough man boxing competition's always been like um the thing that outside the heavy boxers used to watch. That's where Butterbean and fighters like that became popular in was the celebrity boxing and tough man boxing competitions and end up becoming a superstar in boxing. If you look back at it, Butterbean really never fought no real true boxing heavyweight that everybody, I mean he fought Larry Holmes, but I think that was like a celebrity boxing match too. So and nobody really gonna down Butterbean and the thing that he did. But the thing with Jake Paul is he got a following so big, is what Vlad said, he could bring boxing back to life because I think the Floyd Mayweather era kind of killed um that I don't want to say it like that because I don't want to make it seem like Floyd was bad for the boxing, but the way boxing is ran changed after Floyd. You know what I mean? Um, So I think
Everybody wanted to
Jake
become
Paul can.
Floyd. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
everybody wanted to be they wanted to be undefeated and they wanted the limelight without really putting in the work for it. They forgot about Pretty Boy Floyd. They always want to talk about Money Mayweather. But I just think that Jake Paul is putting the eyes back on boxing. And see, you can play everything in the world. You can play basketball, you can play football and baseball. But one thing you can't play is boxing. You get hurt. Um, so the boy knows something, bro. He know a little something. He ain't all that, but he knows something. You gotta remember, Deontay Wilder didn't start boxing until he was 18, and that's super late in boxing. So
Well, from this discussion about Jake Paul, he definitely has a lot of pros and cons, and he really don't really have all any cons. My my thing is, and a few other boxing enthusiasts, probably a lot, in this, just think he should fight even competition or competition that's around his age. You know, beating up these retired UFC guys and old retired boxers is people. If he's gonna continue on being entertaining, I think he needs to make a switch. He needs to fight someone next uh his age bracket and make sure they have something on their resume. But far as what he has done for the sport, I agree with you guys. Bringing eyes back to the sport and even seats, asses to. I would say that um, he is one hell of a marketing tool, as you guys all touched on. But when it gets down to it, as Vlad said, you can't play boxing, and it's levels, and you only can go. When is he gonna really go? That's my question.
hopefully, Canelo just made a post saying that hey, he really want to get some get back from Mike Tyson, but he gonna look and see. But then that throws off stuff because people want to see Canelo fight Terrence Crawford,
Benavides.
Benavidez. You know what I mean? So it's
I
like
don't care for the Terrence Crawford fight. I think that's just fucking bullshit.
I think
That's a
that'd be a good
win-win
fight.
for Crawford and a lose-lose for Canelo. So
I agree with you. Money pit.
And I want to say about the Jake Paul. He did pull over 70,000 people in the arena and at the state
Yeah, that's crazy.
at a football stadium. So that's,
exactly.
you know what I mean. So that's a lot of eyes, and that's just physical. That's not digital. And he was and it was the first stream on Netflix. So that's big. Like that's huge. That's a lot of eyes on you. Not because you're known for
100%.
not because you're known for doing it. You're known in the sport. Falls for history. It's just that, like you say, marketing tool. And that's why they put him in the game, because it's a lot of they wanted to see it. It was entertaining, just like
Let me
the Floyd and McGregor, just like
let,
the in the other celebrity fight in the
before you finish, let me piggyback on what you just said right there. Like I showed my sons the trailer, the because they watch me play this game. They watch me on the events. They come see the events on Twitch, whatever. And I showed them the trailer for the Jake Paul, and one of I have twin boys, so one of them looked at me. It's like, oh wow, they put Jake Paul. Daddy, I know you don't like that. And the other one said, well, but are you gonna pick him? Like, are you gonna play with him, Daddy? I'm like, no, I'll probably pick him to beat up on him. And but out of all the guys that I play with on the roster, my sons only know, the guys that I talk to them about. Like they know about Terrence Crawford, and I talk to them about the fighters that are relevant now and some of the past fighters. So that's the only way they know about the fighters. I got a Roy Jones poster on my wall. I got a Mayweather. I got a Felix Trinidad, Cotto, Canelo. I got guys like that on the wall. Those are the only fighters they know of. But guess what? As soon as they saw the trailer for Jake Paul, they already knew who that was. You know what I mean? So, like 10-year-old kids, my sons, once that download comes out, I promise you they're gonna ask me, hey, Daddy, can I play? They never asked me to play this game, but I bet you when that Jake Paul download comes out, they're gonna ask to play.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely for the younger people for sure.
Yeah.
And the eyes are on them. The eyes are on them for sure.
And that's how it started for me. So you never know.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hey, have we talked about the update yet?
yes, we
Yeah,
have.
you came in the second half. Yeah, we've been talking
Oh,
about that.
okay.
But if
I just want to.
you want to elaborate a little bit, go ahead, Norton.
Well, no. I really got questions. Like, I don't think people understand how fire this update with the characters is going to be. I don't even think people really understand who Eric Morales and them guys are. But yo, we in for a treat. But my thing is this: what are they gonna do about the blocking, the stamina? Did they say anything about that? Are they even gonna do anything on the
Hey,
15th about that?
yeah, a
Not
development.
yet.
Yeah, it's a guy. If you go to the Discord, if you go to the Undisputed Discord, a guy on the development team did actually say it's like Vlad said, it's offline move focus. It's not a silver bullet update. As far as for in game mechanics, so I don't believe that this update. I'm not 100% sure. I don't work for them, but he did say that in the Discord, in the Undisputed Discord. So
He
um,
did say what? That there's not gonna be really any update regarding that's gonna benefit us, just the offline.
well, I can give you his exact words. His exact words is there is a game update on the 12th with some things like multi-weight division career mode. It isn't going to be a silver bullet update, not least when it comes to the in-ring gameplay. Unfortunately,
Wow.
there's a significant work going on behind the curtain in terms of taking an honest look at where the game is at, the things we've done well and the things we've done badly, and how we evaluate our plans leading into 2025. It's why we did our first major play survey on socials last weekend. The survey that they rolled out on SurveyMonkey, and then he's also said when we have more to share on all that, we'll share it. So like Vlad, it's like I said earlier, and like Vlad said, it's offline. It's not a silver bullet update. They're not in ring gameplay. It's not
I
focused.
don't think that's I don't think
It's not
that's right,
focused.
bro. Listen, that guy in the Discord who said that, I don't think he had the authority and the right to
No,
say
no,
something
no,
that the main people didn't say. So I think
So
that was a great
you
assault.
think you
no.
think
No,
you think that
he's a
you think
no.
there's gonna be some updates though,
No,
with the
Because
gameplay?
yeah,
but
there's no way in hell that they fan base. I'm sorry for cutting you off too, bro, but I'm just saying the way they fan base has dropped from this update. I don't think there's no way in hell that they've tried to risk taking another 3 months without bringing at least reverting the update to where it was at, because it's like who are they playing? Who are
Wait,
they letting play that?
reverting it. Like what? What do you want to come back though?
Well, to me, it's like the stamina is horrible. The block system is like really tight to the point where you can basically block everything. It's like certain things like that. It's not really a big fix to me. That's just my opinion. It's not
To be
really a
honest,
big
I don't think
fix.
there's anything wrong with the blocking. I think there's something wrong with the punch tracking, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the blocking.
Well, well, yeah, punch tracking, blocking, whatever. Because when I throw punches and they're open, it ain't hitting. So it might be that the tracking too. So yeah, I could say that.
Well,
But
yeah, like,
it's
no,
not to
because I
me.
don't want people to
It's
get
not a big.
confused. If you're punching somebody in the face and they're blocking the face, you want the punches to go through the block.
I think I posted it. This is our
No,
Discord.
Norton.
Go
So,
ahead.
so I'm not confused with what you're trying to say. If
Well,
you're
when
blocking
the
your head
animation.
and I'm
But look,
punching
check
you
this
when
out.
you're blocking your head, you want it to go through, or you want
Well,
it
the
to?
thing I want to say is they put out a video. It's on YouTube, and I find it. It's with Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Or was it with Alvarez? He threw a hook, right, and the guy had his block up. So the hook grazed his right hand and knocked his left arm down a little bit, and he hit him with a right hook, and it landed flush because he just slightly moved his block over a little bit. They took that completely out. Like I don't even see that being done no more. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because they strengthened the block system or what they did with the arms or whatever. But my thing is, I'm not complaining about the update too much. I don't really think it's that bad of an update, except for them punishing you for doing basic punches and not just punish you for overthrowing power shots. So I don't really think the update is they got to do too much. Ghost punching and things like that it has something to do with something else. But the update, they have to address this. They can't have people. They got to address it. The fan base dropped so much, man.
Okay, I think I found the thing here. It talks about free content and game updates. Here, let me share this on.
Yeah, I seen a picture too, what I was saying, because that guy, what I was saying was that guy is he's on the development team.
Yeah, but he don't have. They're not gonna let him release information. That's what I'm saying. We didn't know that they were gonna do the update and have this happen to it. You know what I mean? So ain't no way they're gonna okay him to release information when they got a YouTube channel on their own Twitter account. That don't make sense for them to.
Yeah, but this is from the. I'm not. This is not just some random Discord. This is the official Undisputed Discord.
Right.
I'm in the Discord. I've seen that message too.
If you look, I'm sharing it right now. It really don't touch on anything about what the community is looking for. But some people are arguing, I guess we're gonna have to pay for this DLC pack. But it's really not touching on anything about, the stamina, the balance of the game, as we've been talking about, that everyone is looking forward to. Well,
yeah. Well, the information that they dropped about the update was older too, though. Don't forget that, Tant. Don't forget what they said.
This
update.
This article was released on the 5th, so this is fresh. This is latest and greatest about update. So,
yeah, and I think what I think though. I think they're just talking about the characters that's a part of the update, because if you go back farther when they release this update and they say, "Yo, we're gonna go back and do something," maybe I don't know. Nobody know, but I'm just thinking that maybe they're putting that in there with the update. I don't know, because they're not really talking about what they're gonna fix. So who knows, man? You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna be here support them. You know what I mean? So I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, let's see. Friends, you get some rings. Tyson Fury. Depending on where their rematch is going to be, I guess we're going to get those rings. 2 new venues, new animations for knockdowns. Let's see. You get to move up and down weight classes in career mode for people interested about career mode. Audio and UI changes.
Audio and UI changes.
Yeah, despite.
Yeah, hopefully the sounds of the punches sound better, because, like, I always complain that different fighters made different sounds when they threw punches, and this game is supposed to be authentic. And now one guy makes a sound when they throw a punch. It's just throwing the punch and you can hear it land. That's a pet peeve of mine. So I felt like it was the right time to jump in and say it now.
Yeah, I agree with you. The punches. Sound of the punches should have some.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think they're gonna fix a lot. Cause don't forget when they said they took out. Remember, you should go back to that update when they did the new update, when they said what did they take out? They said they took out punch stuns. Remember when you could hit them and they fumble a little bit? They said that was causing. I don't know why they took that. That was nice. I don't know why they took that out, but
because when you would hit somebody with a punch, you can stack up 4 more punches because they were stunned, and it was happening so often, like every 4 punches that would happen. So that wasn't really realistic. It was really cheesy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it was a dope animation, man. When it's like real life. When you watching boxing, somebody get hit, man, it's a lot of time they don't move, man.
No, yeah, but there's nobody getting hit every 3 punches and they go in the stun, and you can drop another 4 punches unable to block it.
Not everybody, but come on, man, it happens in boxing. Period. It happened to Floyd when he fought Pacquiao. Pacquiao hit him with a straight. He went to the corner and he teed off on him. And he got up out of there, man.
But it was happening every other punch. That was really cheesy. I knew exactly how to activate it. Like,
it never happened to me. It always happened to me on the counter when I countered somebody with a good shot. But it ain't never happened every.
But it doesn't happen every counter in a boxing fight. So that's still cheese. If you counter me, I mean, if you're a counter fighter, every time you counter somebody, you're gonna put them in an animation. That's cheese. Sorry, but
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, you got lucky that was happening for you, and I was #1 in the world, and it wasn't happening to me. So I'm kind of jealous.
What do you mean? It was a known punch. You throw a leaping left hook, it puts you in the stun every time.
Well,
I
I know,
learned
but
it
that's what
from
I'm
being
saying. You
cheesed
got
every
lucky.
time.
No, I'm saying you got lucky because it wasn't happening to me, and I
What do
got over
you
800 fights right now, and I never got a chance to get that to nobody. I would have been doing it all the time if I knew how to activate it. It was
you
like
active?
sometimes
Well,
I lean and
Right.
hit it with a hook, and
I
then they
I
go into the
found out
animation.
I found out how to do it because the top cheesy guys were doing it to me. So I'm like, okay, you want to do that? That's how you want to fight. Okay, I just time it and do it right back to them. That's how I
Yeah,
put them in
see,
the same animation.
I'm
But
mad that I
it
ain't gonna spar with you and learn that because I definitely would have been
well you
teeing
can't do
off.
it. You can't do it anymore. But I'm happy they took it away because what did it do online? It forced me to fight like them, and I don't want to fight like them. I
Well,
only fought like
but listen, the be real, bro. It's forcing us everybody to punch and run and add up punches and making them chase. They creating a tag match, and everybody's forced to do that. If you're not doing
no
it, you're gonna gas out. So
no.
I think
But
they're gonna have to balance it, bro.
But you
Period.
missed our conversation earlier. I said me and Composure agree like the best thing to do is fix the short term stamina where people can go back to throwing combinations and fix punch tracking. Those two things, you fix
Facts.
the short term punch stamina and punch tracking, you're good to go for at least another 6 months without people
Or you know
complaining.
what? That'd be smart. If y'all want to play real boxing, give us fucking 12 rounds. You know what I mean? And then let's see how many power shots you can throw for 12 rounds without gassing. You know what
Well,
I mean?
the
If you're
game
playing
needs to
eight
be
rounds,
well
Yeah.
before you add 12 rounds. You're gonna need to patch that. You can't have short term stamina the way it is because
no.
you
I'm talking about if they were gonna do anything, they should have. But people power punching for 8 rounds, and it was only losing, going to like 56% stamina. Bro, give it 12 rounds. And then cut it on power for a little bit.
but
Like, come on, man.
how many people are gonna survive the
The
punch
fight
onslaught for 8 rounds of power
the
punching?
fighters wasn't
Not
getting
very
the
many.
fatigue that no, the fighters wasn't getting fatigued. That was a problem. People was
Facts.
throwing power punches after power punches after power punch. No, I think the way they adjusted the game now is in the right. They're headed in the right direction, but they need to create a balance so people pressure fight, so people won't gas themselves
Yeah.
for the fourth or fifth round. That's all I'm saying. But we got about 30 minutes left, so let's. We got two topics left to talk about. I think we hit on the game and the state of the game and the update very well tonight. Everyone had a good assessment, so thank you guys for that. But let's talk about the actual sport for a second. Hank Davis versus Lamont Roach. You know,
Mm.
Yeah.
who do you have as having the edge in this matchup?
I'll go first. I'm batting Tank every single time. I don't care who he go against. Um, like I said, I don't know much about his opponent. I never do. You can call me Tank bandwagon. You can call me whatever. But I'm riding Tank. I'm riding Tank every time. I don't care who he going there against. I don't got nobody stopping Tank. I got him retiring undefeated. To me, he like um, Floyd, Mike Tyson put together. Um,
Mm.
so I don't know. I'm talking about when I say Mike Tyson, I'm talking about power. At his size, his power. He hit you one time, one good time, he putting you down. Um, Whether he putting you down knocked out or you putting you down, you're gonna feel it for the rest of the fight. So I don't know nothing about Lamar Roach. Um, but I got Tank every single time.
Well, let me go next. Real quick. Lamont Roach is a decent fighter, but I always assess all fights the same way. I always pay attention to who your opponents were, especially your last 10 opponents, and your style of fighting, right? Um Lamont Roach has not fought anybody, in my opinion, of significance, and he lost to Jamel Herring, which I think Jamel Herring is a pretty good boxer. Is he a A-level boxer? No, he's probably like about a B+ boxer. He's won a title. He impressed me when he beat the Jackal. He used his length and he controlled the ring pretty well against the Jackal. And basically,
that fight.
Yeah, he controlled the ring pretty well. He beat the Jackal pretty handily. I think he stopped the Jackal, to be honest.
Yeah, he did.
But that said, besides Jamel Herring, which he has a loss to, nobody on his record stands out at all. So that said, he's probably, he's probably gonna get KO'd because Jamel Herring, as good of an outside boxer he is, that just means that Lamont Roach can be outboxed, and for him to fight a guy like Tank Davis, with out of his 20-some wins, he has about 10 knockouts. He's just a sitting duck for Tank to land that punch. So, his chances of winning is, in my opinion, is very low. He's gonna be stopped, and if he can't crack Tank is just gonna walk him down and probably really, really, really look for a knockout early.
And he not hit, and I don't got him hitting Tank, to be honest.
Yeah, I got Tank this fight too.
I'm not saying he's not going to hit him, but I'm talking about like.
No, he's not gonna hurt him. He's not gonna hurt.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
Well, we don't know. Don't ever say that. Listen, one thing you don't ever say that, because every boxer has a puncher's chance. Everybody got a puncher's chance. Don't you ever say who can't get hurt? Because I done seen Paulie Malignaggi crack people. He has pillowcase gloves. And
I'm willing to put it on the line that he ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna hurt Tank.
Yeah, don't do that, man.
His defense. He's not doing that. I think no way.
Norton, we're the same age, bro. I've been watching boxing probably longer than you.
No, I'm born in 1982, man. Listen, my cousin's name is Mike. Hold on, listen. My cousin's name is Michael Sackett.
So I'm not sure what you're saying.
My cousin's name is Michael Sackett to none. He will be in this video game.
That's fine. That doesn't make it more credible.
Well, I'm just saying. All I know is boxing, and through boxing history, it shows everybody has a puncher's chance when you put on those gloves, bro.
100% correct. But I'm still.
We seen Lennox Lewis go down. We've seen some of the best go down.
I still don't think he's gonna hurt Tank. That's just my opinion. Like, Tank has never shown signs that he cannot take a punch. Matter of fact, if he gets hit clean, he wants to get back right away, and he looks for it. Really smart. But trust me, man, that's my sport. So like, yeah, your cousin's Michael Nunn or Zab Judah, it really doesn't matter to me. I've been watching it long enough to know the chances of Lamont Roach really hurting Tank is in my opinion, is very, very, very low. The only guy that probably could have hurt Tank, which didn't, was Ryan Garcia. And Tank, and one thing I know about Tank is Tank really does not like getting hit, like, at all. Like, you crack him one time, he's like, next round he comes back super sharp, and his reflexes are amped up. Like, it's really gonna be hard to hit him if you crack him one time in the fight. So unless Roach has some pop out of nowhere, he's gonna I think he's gonna, the first 2-3 rounds, he's gonna do what he always does, measure timing, speed, trying to figure out how fast this guy is, how hard he hits. By the 4th round, he's gonna be walking him down.
Well, y'all do know they have history with one another. The amateur.
Yeah,
I'm well aware he beat him in the No, I'm well aware Lamont beat him too.
Yeah. So I mean, is it gonna be that much of a big change in skill set between the amateurs and now?
Yeah, amateurs and professionals is a sharp contrast.
Absolutely.
You're in amateurs, you're trying to land more punches. It doesn't matter how hard the punches are. You want to hit. You want to outland your opponent. No. We've all seen Tank try it.
Yes, going in there betting thinking that nobody can get knocked out is going to be a bad thing.
No,
Tank is a monster.
That's not what I said.
I'm not saying you said that. I'm saying Tank is a monster, and we all know what Tank do. Too many people know what really this guy is going to do.
Okay.
I don't think Tank gonna get knocked out, but I think every boxer got a chance to get knocked out putting them gloves on, man.
Let's talk about the strategy for a second.
Wait,
Hold
before we go there, let me tell um uh sorry, I forgot your in-game name, but the fact that you said that Tank Tank what was it you said about Tank that he can't get knocked out?
No, I didn't say that. I said every fighter have a potential chance of getting knocked out when they lay those
No,
gloves.
sorry. No, I meant Composure. Like what did Composure
Oh.
say about
But-
Tank in this fight?
He did not. He baiting with Tank all day. He said.
Oh yeah,
He
Tank
ain't
all
going against
day.
Tank.
That's like betting against Floyd, in my opinion. You don't do that. Like you.
Oh no. No, you
Yeah.
said he would retire undefeated. That
Oh
I
yeah,
disagree
but
with.
yeah,
I
yeah.
disagree with because
Tank
as
going
good as
undefeated for sure.
yeah,
He going
yeah.
undefeated.
As good as Tank is, I know you can't this is like as long as I watch boxing, unless Tank retires after Roach, that's the only way he's gonna stay undefeated.
Well, he
Because
told the media that he
as
had 3
long
more fights. He told the media
as long as I've watched
3
boxing,
fights.
Tank's style, as good as it is, as sharp as he is with his counters and as sharp as he is with at times on his defense, his style does not stand out to me as a guy that's gonna retire undefeated, only because he's so patient on on his power belling him out in the late rounds that he loses a lot of the early rounds, especially if the guy's a really good boxer from the outside. He's gonna eventually run into a guy that can box from the outside
Shakur
really
Stevenson.
well and make him miss his big punches. And if he does that long enough, the 10th round is gonna come, the 11th round is gonna come, and he's gonna be in the 12th round, and he's not gonna be able to save his ass with that punch. I mean, the guy that stands out that can do that to him is Shakur, but at the same time, I've never seen Shakur get hit really clean by a big puncher like Tank. So that's where I go back and forth. Like, yeah, Shakur has really good defense and he can really make guys who cannot box really look bad from the outside. But I've never seen him get hit by a guy like Tank. So that's where I'm always like back and forth. But stylistically, Shakur is a fucking nightmare for Tank.
Tank going undefeated.
If Frank Martin can outbox Tank for 6-7 rounds until he got hit clean like that, Shakur can outbox him. I can easily give Shakur another 2 more rounds over Martin. You know what I mean?
Okay, by you saying that, let's talk about the strategy. What will Lamont Roach have to do? As we saw early on in the Frank Martin fight, he
go ahead. Sorry,
did very well. Okay, so I would say Tank was setting a trap in the early stage of that fight. He had a strategy. He stuck to his strategy. Gas Martin. Yes, Martin was able to get some shots in through the guard, but helped Martin on a rotation where he gassed himself. Martin didn't have the legs.
Tank's strategy is always the same in every fight.
No, but I'm talking about Roach's strategy. Roach has good legs. If anybody know about Roach, is a good fighter. I wouldn't say that he's elite all like that, but he can bang. Right?
He's gonna have to turn to, honestly, for him to beat Tank, he's gonna have to turn to Floyd Mayweather overnight.
Well, that's
like
that's
yeah.
not happening.
So I don't see a scenario where he
lateral movement and stick with the jab. I don't think Tank can defend that well if someone has a great jab and lateral movement.
Yeah, but I cannot see Martin with a great jab beating Tank. I feel like Tank will at some point be like, fuck your jab. I'm gonna just counter right over it for the next couple of rounds.
I'm a Tank fan. I'm not against Tank in this fight. I'm just saying Roach bring attributes to this fight that can really give Tank problems.
Well, I mean, how I look at it, I don't know how Norn or Composure see it, but the way I look at it is, not a fan of either fighter. Just the, what they bring to the table and their styles. The Roach is gonna have to box. you're not gonna sit there and try to exchange with a Tank Davis. It just wouldn't make any sense. Like if your team sent you to do that, they obviously don't like you. You know, he's gonna have to box Tank for 12 rounds if he wants a win. He can't go in there and try to hurt Tank. Like to me, that would be the dumbest idea ever. And is Lamont able to box Tank for 12 rounds? I don't think so. He'd have to turn into, Floyd Mayweather overnight. Have crazy defense, know how to stay in the pocket with Tank, know to be satisfied with just landing one or two shots and getting the hell out of the way for the whole fight. Is that gonna happen? Is he fast enough? Is his timing that good? Is his reflexes that good? No, I don't think so. I think the first 3 rounds, Tank is gonna do what he always does. Try to get up in his face as close as he can to measure Roach's jab. How many punches does Roach like to throw? Is he a 1-2 guy? Is he a 1-2-3 guy? Is he gonna risk a little bit more? By the third or fourth round, Tank is gonna have him figured out, and he's gonna know his speed, his timing, and he's gonna go full blown counters, looking for counters the rest of the fight.
Yeah, and like I said, I pause for analyzing boxing. Vlad sounds like he can, a little bit more knowledge as far as for boxer styles. But I can agree on whoever Tank's fights, they better be satisfied with just landing 1 or 2 shots and getting out the way. They don't want to trade with him. They don't want to sit in the pocket with Tank. They better be satisfied with just getting 1 or 2 and then moving. Because if you don't, like you said, Tank is going to kill you.
Yeah, you got to take that lead early and then to keep that lead, man.
Yeah, if you get a lead on Tank, that's good, right? You got to get a lead early on Tank. If he can do that, good. And I don't know his reach. I don't know if the reach advantage if he has on Tank. I don't know. I don't even know what his reach is versus Tank's reach.
No, we never seen Tank get knocked down either.
He should be longer, to be honest. He'd be a longer fighter than him.
He has to reach over Tank.
Yeah, he's a taller fighter too. I think he's a little bit taller than Tank.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's what makes the sport so exciting to me.
Yeah, that can work in his favor. If he's taller and reach, that's good. But yeah, I don't know the history of fighters of Tank fighting against taller people. I know Ryan Garcia was taller.
Yeah, and then he fought a really bad fight.
He fought Mario Barrios. He fought a lot of Tank.
And he's not scared. And he's not.
But that's what.
And he's not scared of that either. That's another thing about it. He's not scared of that. He don't care really. He really don't care.
And that's what I like about the sport itself, right? Like you know what your skill set is, right? Like Ryan Garcia knows he has speed and he has power, and Lamont Roach knows what his skill set is. But what makes me like the sport so much is like you gotta accept what your opponent. If your ego is so big, right, that you can't accept what your opponent does better than you, and you have to outsmart them. That's when you come into the ring already losing, right? Like if Ryan Garcia came in and said, "Look, bro, I know this motherfucker can crack, but I think I can crack harder." In my opinion, Ryan Garcia already lost. His mindset should have been, I can crack just as good as him, but I'm taller and I'm longer. I'm going to, I'm gonna have to change it up on him. Let me come into the ring. Let me, use my length early in the fight, try to back these rounds, and make Tank risk a little bit more later, so maybe I could run him into a counter shot. But Ryan being long and a big puncher, he walked right in and trying to hurt Tank. And Tank is not dumb. He waited for the token Ryan check left hook and counter right over that. And I think that's gonna be the difference. Like if Lamont Roach accepts the fact that if Tank lands a punch on me, I'm probably gonna go night. Like if he accepts that and he comes in fully prepared to stay on the outside, that's his, that's why I like. Basically, that's why I like boxing. It's chess, not checkers. If you can accept this man is better than you on all these other attributes, you're coming in there to outsmart him. That's the only way you think the the best way to win, and you're gonna sell out, even though people might boo you, and you're fighting this boring ass fight just to win. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
That's Floyd Mayweather, and once that's Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly.
To
It's
sum it
it's
up,
it's
Floyd
chess.
Mayweather.
People are complaining about how you fight. Well, bro, I'm trying to win. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you're over here bullying me, but if I do exactly what you want me to do, I'm gonna be laid out in 4 rounds.
Get hit. It's hit, not get hit.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
Correct. But some fighters are not they know what to do, but they don't have the talent to, throw a 2-punch shot and get the hell out of there and know exactly what shot's coming to already have your right hand up to block that left hook. Like they don't have it like that. But some fighters do, and they still won't, use that. That's the difference.
All right, gentlemen, we got about 15 minutes left. So we're gonna touch on the last, and that is rematch: Tyson Fury and Alexander. What's his stake? Will Usyk go down in heavyweight history of moving up through cruiserweight, dominating the heavyweight division, and reaching the Hall of Fame of being Will Tyson Fury retain his throne, and he make it? And if so, who will be next, or will Tyson Fury retire? Go ahead, let's elaborate here. What you guys think?
I think he just got Tyson Fury's number. I think he got his number, man. And if you look at the history of boxing, man, the cruiserweight dudes always come up and kind of dominate the heavyweight division. I think Holyfield did it, and then there was the Southpaw kid that did it back in the day. And I think he ended up getting knocked out by George Foreman when he came back in his 40s.
Michael Moore.
Yeah,
Michael Moore, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he got his number, bro. Like, he got it. He boxed real good. He's using jab. He's hitting them on angles, man. That dude just, I think he just got Tyson Fury's number, man. I can't wait to see this fight, though.
Yeah, I don't know too much. I didn't watch Tyson Fury fight Usyk the first time, so I don't know who won, and I don't know if Usyk is undefeated. So I don't have an input really on too much on it, to be honest. Only person that I watched, only person that fight that I get excited about watching is Tank Davis. So everybody else, I don't get excited for it.
I think Tyson Fury's gonna pull it off this time. I think Tyson Fury was easily winning the first one early. He was sticking to the game plan, and I was watching the fight with some of my friends, and around I can't remember the round, but I remember Tyson Fury all of a sudden was comfortable fighting inside, and I looked over to my friend. I'm like, bro, if he keeps fighting like this, he's gonna get dropped. Like, he was outboxing him so easily. Why would you want to exchange with him after like this many rounds? The next thing I know, Fury got dropped. So I think he learned from that. He wouldn't have taken the rematch. I'm sure he watched a lot of film, and his corner it's his corner's job to keep motivating him to keep outboxing Usyk from the outside. And I think if he does that, which I think he'll do a little bit longer than he did the first fight, I think he'll pull off the win.
I think Usyk has a certain pattern of Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury is billion for the boxing, especially in that crunk. He went. Shout out to the late great Emmanuel Stewart. That crunk boxing ain't no joke. They know what to do. They know what to do to make a champion, to reborn, if you will, a champion, to bring a champion back out of the closet. And that's exactly Tyson Fury's story, from doing the cocaine, being overweight, depressed, all the stuff he went through. The man has a testimony. Back here facing Deontay Wilder, now losing, which most people say he lost to Deontay Wilder in that first fight to the referee counting late. But Usyk officially giving him his first loss on his record, no longer the Elidio champion. Tyson Fury lost a hell of a lot of weight this training camp. The first fight he came in heavy. this fight he's coming in lean and mean. I think we're gonna have a true David and Goliath type of fight. I think if Usyk don't come early, it may end early. But Usyk is very smart, very witty in there. May allow Tyson, even though Tyson Fury dropped a lot of weight, he may allow Tyson Fury to gas himself and take him in the later rounds as he did in the first fight.
I think we still got time for the miscellaneous questions.
All right. Okay. What impact has boxing had on your life?
I would say just another, event, family gatherings, get together with the family, friends. Um I would say that's it for me, really. I didn't box in real life. I enjoy watching, a good fight with some friends, family. So that's pretty much it for me. Like, and as far as for impact in my life.
Yeah, I think boxing was a big impact on my life because I come from Rock Island, Illinois, where it's a boxing college football type of community. Like it's either you're doing UFC or you're boxing. And my cousin, which is Michael Nunn, you know, coming from a small town, and he bringing Mr. T and all these celebrities to our town. You know what I mean? Just because he was boxing, it was crazy. So it was a big impact on my life when I started boxing at a young age, and I just always thought that people always want to compare boxing to UFC, but I always think when it comes to boxing, just two men standing up there, you both got two arms, and just a slight turn at a certain angle, you could make them miss punches, you could catch them with punches. I always just love the art and the science of boxing. And then plus, every time it was boxing night, our family get together, man, it was dope, man. So yeah, boxing impacted us, man, big, especially from the town we come from.
I'd say for me, I wasn't originally born here. I was born in Haiti. I came to the U.S. at 7 years old with my brother, and we when we got here, we didn't speak their language, so we got picked on a lot. So we were always fighting. Um, at some point, we're all, my brother's younger than me, so I would always, I would always be in a situation where I was always protecting him, and I got to a point where like I was fighting in school all the time, and by the time I got to like I would say probably fifth grade and going to middle school, I was like a child that was always known for fighting, and that's when I started to get into the boxing, and I started really paying attention. I always thought boxing was just two men getting in the ring, and it was like like a bar fight, and whoever the stronger fighter was, would always end up winning. I was coming up when, my father was watching Mike Tyson. I just thought Mike Tyson would look more muscular and more lean and more muscular. And I was like, you know what? That's probably why he's winning, whatever. And I got to a point around middle school, and I watched a real boxing fight. I think it was damn, I want to say I don't want to say it was Oscar de la Trinidad. It was before that, but I remember I was watching the fight, and I was like, wait, this guy's not even hitting him hard. He's just like hitting the dude and making the other dude miss. And then that's when it clicked in my head. I'm like, wait, it's not really two guys, not really the stronger guy winning. It's the smarter guy winning. And then that's when it clicked. And ever since then, I just absorbed boxing. And when after that, all my fist fights weren't fair after that, because I joined boxing. Clubs right away, and I as a kid I was a pretty good street fighter, but once I learned about boxing, it wasn't fair after that. So with boxing, I learned a lot of discipline. I take the same mentality. Because of boxing, I take the same mentality into any competitive event that I go into. I just think about just try to be smarter than my opponent in everything. So Yeah, that's what. And my family watching boxing all the time. My kids watch boxing. My wife fell in love with boxing because that's what I brought into that's what I took in with me, boxing.
Awesome. That's pretty dope stuff, fellas. Well, in closing, I also share latest story, family boxing. But what's most important, boxing brought to my brings to many others, and it's kind of the words Mayweather say all the time, and it helps me deal with life. Stay loyal, dedicated, craft, determined. Something that's getting you whatever you practice at, being dedicated. Don't cheat yourself. So, class says, stand disciplined. You take those tools that the coach scream at the fighter day in and day out and apply them in actual life. You're fighting every day. Fighter, you're a boxer every day. You just, whether if you got a test or grad student, I don't know, you want to work for NASA. Anything is possible. Your dreams can come true. But if you look at those rules or steps of boxing, far in life. That's what I hope everyone enjoyed the show tonight. I know it was a pleasure rocking with you gentlemen, Vlad, Gordon, and Composure. And we're waiting for the update. The league will be starting back real soon with fight cards, Ace Matrix, Ace Promotions, Three Man Promotions, TBC Promotions, VG, Versatility Gamers. We got Pound for Pound crew. We got the Brick crew. Two more promotions that done join the UBL. I'm quite sure some more promotions will come in with their crew to over here on the platform. Everything is going in the right direction. We're just crossing our fingers that the game flow in the right direction. That's the hold up. But yeah, we're waiting. We're anticipating this update. We can't wait, right, fellas?
100%, 100%. I can't wait. Can't wait.
All right, y'all. Well, this is the UBL News. I want to say good night to you fellas. It's an honor. Thanks for taking out the time again. And you guys have a blessed evening.
You guys have a good night, man.
All right, fellas, take it easy.
See you guys later.
Peace.
All right, y'all. That was the ins and outs, state of the game. Jake Paul, whether you love him or hate him, where what things that the community would like to see about Undisputed. What's going on with the Tank and Lamont Roach fight? What to expect, or we'll talk about Tyson Fury and the Usyk. It was a great show tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be on the lookout for more UBL news and fight cards of Undisputed Boxing League. This is TBC Promotions, UBL, signing out. Y'all have a good evening.